Welcome to Human Capital Theory. I'm R.K. Singh. Today we will explore a revolutionary idea that changed how we think about people. It was Theodore Schultz who shocked the world of economics in 1961 when he declared the most distinctive feature of our economic system is the growth in human capital. This was not just economic theory. It fundamentally changed how we approach training, development, and organizational success. And I'm sure that with understanding this Theodore Schultz perspective, by the end of this session, you will understand the core principles of human capital theory. You will understand that how an alternate perspective that the screening theory emerges and creates a juxtaposition, and most importantly, you will know how to apply both frameworks in your HRD domain. There is a need to understand that these are not just theories. These are concepts directly impact every training decision you make. Every development program you design and every ROI you calculate and present it to your leaders. In December 1960, addressing a gathering of economists using the forum of American Economic Association, Schultz delivered a revolutionary idea that the people are capital, not property. But capital in the sense that investing in human capabilities yields measurable returns. And this was very controversial. I see on three counts. Number one, because economists had avoided to the moral objection of treating humans as capital goods. Number two, it was convenient to treat labor as uniform. And number three, the philosophical resistance to reduce human complexity to economic terms. But the great economist Schultz persisted, and his insight created an entire field that directly educates and informs us that how work is there in present context. So two schools emerged. The human capital school, where the Schultz, Gary Baker, and Jacob Mincer were there, who argued that the education and training directly enhance productivity. Meanwhile, the Michael Spencer, Kenneth Arrow developed screening theory, arguing that the education primarily signals ability rather than creating it. And here is a key insight that these are competing theories. Soon it would be clear to you. They are rather presenting a complementary perspective and together explaining how learning and development functions in an organization. So what is this capital theory? Let's talk about this first. It is very straightforward, which says that skills, knowledge, and capabilities acquired through education, training, and experience enhance productive capacity. And organizations invest in people just like they invest in equipment to increase output and performance. So, five investment categories matter to create human capital. First is formal education. Second is on-the-job training. Third is health and healthcare. Then migration for better opportunities. And the last but not the least is information acquisition. These investment categories each present the trading current cost for future benefits. And as we are talking about these kind of investments, let's look at the general versus specific skills. The cornerstone distinction between the general and the specific skills is that the general skills transfer across organizations, like think communication, like think about computer literacy, like project management. On the other hand, the specific skills are valuable only within particular organizations, like proprietary software, companies' processes, organizational culture. And in this regard, the traditional logic, what advises to companies that you should invest only in specific skills. But the modern research shows organizations often invest in general skills too, because market imperfections make it profitable when employees stay long enough to generate returns. Look how Schultz has gone for weaving a very important and critical and long-term perspective there in the domain of HRD. This evolution has huge implications for the trading decisions. Now look at the screening theory. This offers a different lens, where education and credentials primarily serve as a filtering mechanism that signal innate ability. Employers can't directly observe the productivity of the employees, but they can see the degrees and diplomas and certificates. This creates the sheepskin effect, where credentials have value beyond actual learning. It is not just what you know, it's what you can prove you know. And you find that on the job screening continues this process, and employers gradually learn employees' true capabilities through performance observation. So, on one hand, the human capital theory assumes perfect markets and sees education as directly enhancing productivity. On the other hand, the screening theory assumes market imperfections and sees education as primarily signaling only abilities. But there is a need to understand that in both perspectives, both theories, both aspects, what matters? Both agree that education creates value. They just disagree on the mechanism. One says education makes you more productive. The other says education helps employers identify who is already productive. What a nice way of looking at the same thing. These theories work together in real organizations. Early career involves heavy screening based on credentials. Mid-career emphasizes human capital accumulation through experience, and the later career relies on demonstrated competencies. Sorry. But these processes happen simultaneously. A leadership development program both builds actual capabilities and signals organizational commitment to participants. It serves both human capital and screening functions. Let's look at how to apply these in HRD context. How does this impact our practice? It needs something to visualize and think through feet. In needs assessment, distinguish between genuine skill gap, this requires human capital investment, and situations where signaling or credentialing might be more valuable. So design training program that serves both functions, build real capabilities while providing recognition and advancement opportunities, link learning to career progression, create internal certification systems, and balance content depth with credential values. When we are looking at the human capital theory and signaling theory, we find that the universities, they are perfectly illustrating both theories, how they're working together. They are building genuine capabilities through technical training and leadership development while simultaneously providing internal credentials and identifying high potential employees. So let's look at the future trends. When we are evaluating human capital theory and screening theory, we find that the digital learning is reshaping both theories. Micro credentials enable granular skill validation. Real time assessment provides continuous feedback. AI personalizes learning path. And the lifelong learning, what Malcolm Knowles talks about, the imperative means continuous investment rather than front loaded education. This creates a new partnership between individuals and organizations for shared capability development. And it's time to look at the key takeaways, the 5 essential principles. Number one, both theories are essential for comprehensive HRD practice. Number two, the context determines which emphasis to use. Number three, integration is the key. Address both productivity and signaling needs. Number four, measurement is challenging but increasingly important. And number five, that the future success requires adaptive application. And there is a need to design programs serving both the human capital and the screening functions. Consider organizational context, balance individual and organizational benefits, and measure the diverse outcomes. Stay adaptive to change. Because you know that the human capital and screening theories are not just the academic concepts, they are practical tools for making better HRD decisions. Understanding both perspectives help you design more effective interventions, make strong business cases for training investments, and create development programs that truly serve both individual and organizational needs. Thank you so much for being with me, exploring two important theoretical perspectives of HRD. And I'm sure that these theories would be used by you when you go for designing your training, your HRD and training need assessment, and designing the program and designing how it should be evaluated. Thank you so much. See you very soon.